are strokes gained putting the least important stat for constructing lineups? Not at the end of the week. At the end of the week, they're probably the most important. They are just the least predictable week to week. Not to say that anything is predictable. Something like strokes gained off the tee, the most predictable of all the strokes gained stats. The great drivers tend to drive the ball greatly. The bad drivers don't. I always do the comparison that Dustin Johnson's going to drive the ball 325 yards almost every single time. Wes Bryant is going to drive the ball 275 yards almost every single time. We just kind of write that in, and that's really good information to know. We know that data. Irons, there's good iron players, there's bad iron players, but bad iron players could have a bad iron week. Bad iron players could have a good iron week, but that tends to be a bit more consistent. Around the green, around the green is really skewed because you can chip in. If you chip in, that really adds to it. But good around the green players, good short game players tend to have good short games, and that translates course to course. Putting can just be all over the place. And again, like Wes Bryant's never going to outdrive Dustin Johnson. But who is the worst putter in this field? If we look at it, over the past 50 rounds, the worst putter in the field is Keegan Bradley. No big shocker there. But through 2 rounds at Waste Management, Keegan Bradley was like 5th in strokes gained putting. Because that can just happen when it comes to putting. That's why we always put a de-emphasization on putting when it comes to the modeling, because it's just not super predictable. Good putters are going to putt well a good amount of the time, but that doesn't mean that the worst guy in the field can't be the best, and the best guy can't be the worst. Putting is really the only stat that it works like for that.